Good day, Stephen Benoon here with Israeli News Live. Today is December the 1st, 2025, the year rapidly coming to a close. I've got some very important things I want to share with you here on our news broadcast, just some really bad evils that are going on in the Middle East there. In concluding, I want to just share with you a little bit about Yana's channel here on her Substack on the Noahide laws there. We're actually at 2:30 p.m. Eastern today. Her and I will be doing a live broadcast right here on Israeli News Live. Definitely want to tune in on it. Keep in mind, we're majorly shadow banned on here. Just the other day with Project Constitution Colin there, we had a guy, a guest on Ali, and Ali said he watches my channel. He said, but you are so shadow banned. He said, probably the most shadow banned channel on the network. And they do. They unsubscribe people as quickly as they can. Always check to make sure you're subscribed. The notification bell. People tell me they never get the notifications. They can never find the videos. They don't pop up. So you literally have to come and look every single time. Check out the Yana site here. You definitely want to subscribe. Become a paid subscriber. That's how you get the content to her book. But most other posts are free. But, so much information is so critical, and I'm sure you would really be blessed in looking into that. Let's get right into what's going on. This right here, the Israelis up in Jenin, which is in the West Bank there, they were starting to tear this building down. And these two Palestinians come out, they surrender, they show they're unarmed. The Israelis kick them down, they're going to take them in. But for some reason, somebody changes what they're going to do on this. And when they do, they set them up and then they turn around, make them lay down underneath where the door is. And this guy right here on the right, watch what he does. He's going to put a bullet, either him or the one beside him. They're going to put a bullet right into the guy. There he goes. Watch this. He's going to kill him. They already shot him. Shot them both. Now, to make it look like an accident, let's take and crash the door down upon them and say it was an accident. But in fact, they shot both the guys and killed them. Both of them. Come out, surrender, welcome to Israel. This is what you get when you're an Arabic guy. It's horrible what happens in this country there. Also, the West Bank is now, the Gaza Strip. They're moving forward with their plan, according to the Israeli military journalist Ron Ben-Yishai. 57% of the territory will now be under Israeli control. They're going to build these temporary neighborhoods they're talking about, displace 2 million Palestinians. Then they're going to have these crazy, strict Shin Bet IDF screening checkpoints. Listen, checkpoints are horrendous. And all you got to do is watch this young man right here, Andrey X. He is an Israeli. He is Russian descent, speaks beautiful English here. Let's listen to what he actually went through himself here recently as a journalist when the Israelis weren't really sure who he was.
What, you're going to arrest me? What are you going to arrest me for? You want to be arrested? What are you going to arrest me for?
Hey, look at me.
What do you want to arrest me for?
Go there, Prince.
Stop touching me. Don't touch me. Don't touch me. There was just a ramming attack near the tunnel checkpoint in the West Bank near Bethlehem. And for context, the tunnel checkpoint controls a settler-only road that passes through the West Bank, and it is surrounded by the apartheid wall. Immediately, the Israeli army shut down every nearby town and city, as they do in collective punishment of Palestinians. And I happened to be in Bethlehem at the time, so I went to check it out. And as I was returning, I was stopped by the army, who questioned me who I am, who really didn't like the fact that someone was reporting on their roadblocks. And after I showed them my press pass, they threatened to arrest me, they banned me from entering, and they started pushing me.
You understand?
What do you mean now it's going? You said it wasn't close 10 minutes ago, now it is?
Go there.
Look, I'm going to go grab my stuff. I'm not under your jurisdiction. You're a soldier. I'm a civilian. I'm not under military law. So I'm going to go and get my stuff. But then I showed them my Israeli ID, and everything changed completely. They said, "Why didn't you tell us sooner?" And immediately let me through so that I can go wherever I want. And this is an unbelievably racist country. It is crazy. If you're a Jewish Israeli, you can do pretty much anything. And if you're an international journalist, or worse, Palestinian, you're kind of fucked.
I don't think he could have said it any plainer. So I encourage you follow this young man, Andrey X. He's on here.
What are you going to arrest?
on I'll put it in there for you to be able to follow this young man. At least he's willing to tell the truth there. This woman here, this happens to be May Golan. She's an Israeli minister of social equality. I want to play for you what she says here. I've listened to this in the Hebrew language. I'm going to slow it down to 75% because she talks extremely fast. I will put a little tiny volume in there just so you can hear her speaking, but I'll try to read the subtitles with you. So listen up, Mr. Fifth Column. Mr. Kasif, neither you nor your partners who are defending you from home and abroad matter to us even one bit. This government doesn't stutter about you. You can keep dreaming that we will end the war without victory. We are not ashamed to say that we want to see the soldiers of the IDF, the holy heroes of ours, catching Sinwar and the terrorists by their ears and dragging them all across the Gaza Strip on their way to the dungeons of the prison's authority, but Ben-Gvir's prison authority, not Bar-Lev or Michali, or in the best case scenario, to a coffin. I am personally proud of the ruins of Gaza, and that every baby, even 80 years from now, will tell their grandchildren that what the Jews did when their families were murdered and raped and their civilians were kidnapped, and you and your friends can dream. By the way, she's talking about, she said, they're going to be proud to say what the Jews did to you, talking about to the people of Gaza, how they murdered them, killed their children. She says, because you kidnapped the Israelis and you murdered and cut off the heads of the civilians there. But the hardcore truth, let's go on, is that Netanyahu stood down for 8 hours and allowed Hamas to do this. He funded them and paid them to be terrorists. He wanted them to be terrorists so the PLO could not get a two-state solution. He allowed them to enter into Israeli territory, knowing full well in advance that 250 people would be kidnapped, knowing full well they would kill so many, and then you go in there under the plan that the Israelis have to kill the civilians so they're not taken hostage. You killed more so that you could raise the numbers up to justify a war, so that Netanyahu would not go through the continual more than 50% of the population protesting his judicial reforms in the state of Israel, and so that you could have a justification because you wanted to take control of the Gaza Strip there and remove the Palestinians as you have promised and vowed to do. Also in the West Bank, as Ben-Gvir is now arming and allowing the settlers to do the dirty work for him over in the West Bank as well. You are trying to drive every Arab that is an indigenous person to this land out of this land for the sake of your greater Israeli project. Because if you think that the prize for the rape of women, beheading, the kidnapping of civilians will be to sit in a government of change, you are dreaming. You can keep shouting. And she'll go on about that. But again, like I said, Netanyahu is the one responsible for that evil that was done. 100% there. I think this is very important to take a look a little bit at this as well. I want to thank Charles Hodge for sending so much of this stuff to me here. Barry Trower, XMI5, as he talks about mind control, because those that are protesting Israel and all over the world right now, they're about to unleash mind control on you.
And they don't care about demonstrating anymore because they're too upset. With one pulse frequency, you can just make people so suicidal. They can't be bothered to act like a demonstrator anymore. All they want to do is sleep or lay in bed all day. We are in a new Cold War. And this is why countries are developing this. I mean, really developing this. And this is why all of the microwave transmitters are going up everywhere. Because somebody, if they wanted to, could use them for other effects. The system is up and running.
MIT was awarded a number of years ago to Woody Norris. This is 2005 or 2006. And that award was $500,000 for doing what's called acoustic heterodyning, being able to send a signal from 2 points into an individual so they literally hear a voice in their head that nobody around them hears.
I mean, voices are the easiest ones, because all you have to do is stimulate the cochlea with a set resonant frequency. It's very easy.
Very easy to put thoughts in your head, very easy to do crowds. They can do crowds, by the way, mass thoughts in their heads as well, cause you to be suicidal, lay around, not want to do anything all day. Imagine what they got coming. It's totally insane. Also, a good friend sent me this scroll that was found. Very interesting scroll here. And this, of course, is a Jewish scroll. Got the Star of David, got the nice symbol they use there for their demonic worship. That's quite often seen in demonic worship there on the container that this scroll is, housing this scroll. It's a copper scroll. Someone was trying to smuggle this out of the Middle East there. There you go. You can see it much better on that side right there. They roll this thing out. It's very long. It's all Hebrew on there. That is the Hebrew from about 2,000 years ago, about 2,500 years old type Hebrew script there. It's not the Paleo Hebrew, but what we would call the modern type script Hebrew there. I'm kind of going through this a little faster so that you can see this thing, the size of it, the 7-candle menorah on there, not a 9 that we see nowadays. So you can tell that the object is extremely, extremely old, especially being written on a copper scroll there. I'd be curious to know what's written on it, but I've tried stopping it and photographing it, and unfortunately the print is just so blurry I cannot get a reading on it to where I could actually read it. But just seeing some of the imagery in here, the demonic image on the container, the scorpions, things like that, I could only imagine what's in there. Again, I want to just remind you today, 2:30 p.m. Eastern, live with Yana and myself. We'll be talking about the Noahide Lost On by her upcoming book. She's already finished one of her books there. You want to subscribe to her, substack.com/@Yana Satova. That's how you go to her name there. I'll put a link in the description below there. That's her maiden name that she uses. It's actually part of her middle name. That's why it's actually, rather than writing out Yana Satova Banon, it'd be a lot longer to write. So anyway, check it out. That's one of my most favorite pictures of her. She's such a beautiful lady, always has been, never changed a bit, just looks always beautiful. Of course, I became a hairy creature, and we won't go into that another time, another day. EMP shield. I always told you guys, when I got sales, I want to remind you, because this is considered the best surge protection in the world. And not only do I know that, they're running a 25% off sale. You use the coupon code INL50, you save an additional $50 no matter how many you buy. You might do it for the house, you might do it for the car, you might do it for your ham radio, you might do it for your solar panels. There's reasons for every one of those. And we did a documentary on that where they explain why you need different ones for different applications there. Especially like the ham radio. It said it could strike the tower, not even your electrical system, just your tower. It would destroy your ham radio. That's why you want an EMP shield specifically for the ham radio. They make them just for that. Anyway, we were in Texas and we had an issue with a carbon monoxide poisoning gas leak. They could not resolve it. Tried it, 3 different stoves, would not work. Finally, we switched it to electric. And when we did, the electrician saw a box of EMP shield in the garage. And he told my wife, he said, "You guys have a surge protector on your house?" He said, "But I want to tell you something. That EMP shield you have is 10 times better than any surge protector you can get." And he offered to install it, and that's what we've decided to do. And so it was kind of nice, a little refreshing to see an electrician make that kind of claim. Not only that, If lightning destroys it, protecting your home or whatever you have it on, your vehicle, EMP Shield will replace it for free as long as you pay to ship it back to them. They like to research it to see how it worked, how it performed. We saw all kinds of them that they've taken back and how it saved homes from lightning strikes, power surges, things of that nature there. And they always send the customer a new one for free. Anyway, Stephen Benoon with Israeli News Live. Thank you for listening. 2:30 p.m. Eastern Day, live here on Israeli News Live. Don't miss that broadcast with Yana on the Noahide laws.